Welcome to the fucking Unicorn podcast. It has been a while since I have came on the podcast. Um, First of all, I just want to thank anyone who is actually sat taking time out of their day watching me or listening to me or has in the past, whether it is one person or millions of people. Like, seriously, that is just such a fucking honor and so fucking cool that you actually connect with me and, hopefully I help you in some way. And hopefully you get something from each podcast that I do. The reason that I do these podcasts, the reason that I share on Instagram, share on YouTube, whatever, is because I'm experiencing this stuff. I am a spiritual being having a human experience, and I want to share the things that I experience because at the end of the day, we're all one and we're all experiencing this stuff on some level. You might not connect with me completely, but the things that I share about my journey, we can all relate to in some way. Essentially, we're all have different paths, but we're all going through the same stuff. And I know how hard it is to be a human. It's fucking hard. This is why I haven't been on my podcast for I don't know how long now, at least probably about 4 weeks or something, because I've just been having a hard time being a human being. And it happens. Things aren't always sunshine and rainbows and happiness and positivity. There is contrast in life. And from the perspective that I have now, the spiritual perspective, I see the hard times as times where I am healing, and I do need to just be present with myself, allow myself to feel what I'm feeling, have time for rest and stillness. Time for rest and stillness is just as, if not more important than action. We really have to honor that, especially in this world that we live in, where there is so much pressure to be doing all the time. There is so much pressure to reach certain goals or be positive all the time, be happy all the time, and it's just not realistic. We do have to honor each stage of our journey, and the only way that we can feel better again when we're feeling shit is to let ourselves feel shit, because we have to face how we're feeling to be able to let it go and transform it. The more we resist it, the more it's going to keep coming back. So what I've learned in my journey is there's so many times where I feel I'm fully healed, I feel so in alignment with who I truly am, just feeling so incredible, and then it'd be bam, and I'll feel like I've just gone backwards. That's how I've been feeling the past few weeks. What the fuck is happening? I feel like I've went a million steps backwards. What's going on in my life? Just feeling so frustrated and confused and lost. And I'm just checking that that's recording, because he's left me to record it by myself. Well, hopefully it is. Yeah, just feeling so lost and confused and frustrated, and feeling am I where I'm supposed to be? And Teal Swan, a really amazing spiritual teacher that's helped me a lot in my journey, really helped me the other day realize that the circumstances that we're experiencing aren't the cause of our suffering. The cause of our suffering is thinking that the circumstances we're experiencing we shouldn't be experiencing them, or they should be different. And it hit the nail on the head. Because I'm in my head going, things should be different than the way they are. I should be feeling that way. I should be at this stage of my life. I should be doing this. This should be happening. That's what's causing my suffering. That's what's taking me away from the present moment. That's what's, stopping me from actually getting to where I want to be. I have to stop and feel the feelings that I'm feeling, whatever it is. I've learned that healing is a spiral. It's not a linear thing where it's you start here and then we get to this place where we're healed and then that's us done healing. It's a spiral, and we keep coming back to things that we have not fully healed. It's just deeper and deeper healing. So when you think you've healed something and you think you're done with something, that's probably a sign that you're not done with it, because if you do feel like you need to be done with it, then there's still some resistance there. So it's probably going to come back up, and, different people are going to trigger you. It's not an easy journey to choose to be healing, but, as I say, I've been on this journey for 3 years now of finding who I truly am, a journey of being authentic, of shedding all of these things that I took on that weren't me. And a big thing that I've been having to heal, and have those times where I feel like I've healed it and then suddenly like it's back again, is caring what people think. And I really feel like caring what people think is the biggest roadblock we all have to be in our authentic selves, to be in our true selves. Caring what people think doesn't allow us to live to our full potential. Caring what people think doesn't allow us to be ourselves, because if we're like trying to be ourselves and still caring what people think, we'll go, okay, I really feel like I want to do this thing, but what will that person think? Or, what will that person say? Or, I can't do that because they'll think that of me. And it really just limits you to living your best life. It is impossible to live your best life while caring what people think. I'm just looking at his laptop. I'm just going to double check that it's recording. Coming back. I was paranoid that it wasn't recording, so I had to go and check that it was still recording. So we're back recording. So yeah, today I'm going to talk about caring about what people think. It's something that really seriously held me back until I had my spiritual awakening. And while being on this conscious journey, it's something that has kept coming back up to be healed. And I just wanted to share things that help me, because I'm still going through this. I am still not at a point where I totally don't care what people think. It still comes up for me, even though it is only a small percentage and I can get over it. It's not like it was in the past where I totally based my own self-concept on what people thought of me, which I feel like, most people in society is what they're doing. And that's when it gets dangerous and stops you from living your best life. If your whole self-concept is based on what other people think of you, and you have turned yourself into someone to please other people, that is when it's a problem. That is when caring what people think really just stops you from living your own life, which is crazy, because you're here to live your life. You're not here to live someone else's life. This is your life. So yeah, it is something that I am consciously healing and keep coming back to. And I know that I am a person that, people have this perception of me, like, oh, you're someone who's super confident, super self-loving, super doesn't give a fuck what people think because of the way I dress, the things I say. And it's not entirely true. I still do care what people think. However, I care more about being authentic and true to myself, because I also know that's the only thing that's going to help anyone else. So I just want to get a little bit into my past and the things that I used to do and be. And like I said, pretty much my entire self-concept was based on what other people thought of me. My deepest fear, so when we go into our own wounds, we will find that there is some base fear that's causing all of our suffering and our triggers. There will be a root there, and the root for me has been fear of rejection. And that is why I so badly wanted people's acceptance, wanted people's love, wanted people to think I was a good person, a nice person, a kind person, whatever. I just wanted people to love me. So therefore I wouldn't be myself, because I was afraid to be myself, because if I was going to be myself, people might not like me. And it felt like the case, because anytime that I was being myself, so say I was being, very loving and affectionate towards people, I would get called weird for it, clingy and needy and just a weirdo basically for like wanting to connect with people. And also I played so small to not piss people off. I hardly, didn't want to talk about my dreams of being a singer and a fashion designer and all these things that I've always wanted to do, because when I did talk about it, people would, pull me down. And, I've realized now, being on the other side of that, being someone who is unapologetically being myself, unapologetically following my dreams and doing what I've always wanted to do, it pisses people off. Like, people that feel, I think I'm going to sneeze. Oh, no. Anyway, yeah, so if you're shining and being great and doing things that the average person isn't doing, is afraid to do, if you're stepping outside of the box in any way and being self-loving and being confident, being expressive in your style, which is all the things that I'm doing now, you are sure to piss people off. And the reason why is because if someone feels shit about themselves and they see you shining and being great and doing things that they wish they were doing, you're basically reflecting back to them that they're not doing those things, that they're not in a place where they're true to themselves, they're not expressing themselves truly, they're not following their own dreams. They're gonna be triggered by you and they're gonna try and bring you down to make themselves feel better. And that is why I say that haters are actually your biggest lovers. And the reason why is because they see something great in you, but they don't yet see it within themselves. So instead of using whoever they look up to as a reflection, because they don't feel like they can be that person, they'll turn it around and then try and bring that person down or try and get some attention from that person, even if it's negative, just to make themselves feel better. So when people are giving me hate, I know that it's really nothing to do with me. I know that it's me triggering some sort of wound that they feel within themselves, and most of the time it's probably because I'm being true to myself, and people that are not being true to themselves feel the need to give me shit for that because they feel shit, rather than being like, oh wow, like that Leah, she's being really true to herself. I would love to be like that. Let's take some inspiration. Everyone's a reflection of each other. So if there is someone you look up to, say it's a celebrity or whatever, realize that they are being a reflection of you. Like, that is what I see when I look at Prince, when I look at Michael Jackson, when I look at Jimi Hendrix, just a bunch of people that I admire that are in the so-called spotlight, that are so-called famous. I see myself within them and I use that as inspiration. Whereas in the past, even though I was inspired by people, I would still feel jealous of them, and I would feel like I would just want to be anyone but myself. If someone had something I wanted, I'd be like, oh, I wish I was them, rather than going, right, okay, how can I turn that into me? How can I be inspired by that and see that as a reflection of something that I want? So if someone doesn't feel like they can do something, if you're doing that thing that they wish they were doing, but they still haven't realized their own greatness, they will just try and make you forget your own greatness and try and bring you down. And that is why celebrities get so much hate. That is why, gossip magazines make so much money, because people feel comfort when they see these supposed famous people that are on this pedestal, that are supposedly more important than the rest of the world, going through shit, going through divorce, falling over and whatever. Like, people that are feeling shit are the people that buy gossip magazines. Like, that is a fact, and you might be triggered by the fact that I've just said that. But for me now, I would never want to buy a magazine that is just trolling people, whether these people are famous or not. These people aren't any better or separate from me. Like, that person's just living their life. Like, you know, there's no need to bring down like someone like, you know, Miley Cyrus or Justin Bieber or Kim Kardashian. Like, just let them do their thing. Like, even, you know, if there's a celeb, like, I'm not much keen on the Kardashians, but I don't go and give them hate. Like, I just give love to the people that I do like. So I'm not interested in buying gossip magazines to like, to see celebrities walking their dog in the park and shit like that. Like, it's just daft. Like, it seriously is daft. But yeah, like, that's why tabloids and stuff exist, because people feel better when they see supposed famous people that they perceive as better than them going through divorces, going through drug addictions, for having something shit and embarrassing happening to them. Like, it makes people feel better to see people that they're jealous of fall on their face, basically. And it's just such a fucked up mentality, because, you know, I've realized that, you know, I still get triggered when people are saying things about me. Like, a few weeks ago online, I was really being trolled for something that is being true to me, and I was still hurt by it, because other people seeing me in a way that is not true, it really fucking hurts. You know, I want people to understand me. I want people to know my intentions. I want people to know, you know, the kind of person that I am. But at the end of the day, like, I can't make someone else understand me. I can't make someone else understand my journey and the choices that I make and the way I express myself. Like, I can't. So I kind of now just accept if people don't like me, like, that's their choice. I don't want to make someone like me. But also, you know, if you don't like me, just don't give me your energy. Like, it's just such a waste of time. Like, our energy is so precious, and if we don't like someone, don't waste your energy on them. Just give your energy to someone you do like, and more importantly, yourself, so that you don't feel the need to criticize anyone else for their choices. But it can be so tempting when people are like hating on us and stuff. And this is a lot of what I experienced, to then retreat and play small and hide away because of fear of criticism and fear of shining and people trying to pull you down for shining. Like, you know, I have known full and well my whole life that I am going to be quote unquote famous. And in the past, I wanted to be famous because, well, mostly because I love singing and performing, and I want to be on stages all over the world and playing to thousands of fans and inspiring people. I have always known that. But also, still, part of me when I was younger wanted to be famous because I thought when you're famous, everyone loves you and you're approved of, and, you know, you're accepted and loved, and, you know, you're put on this pedestal of, oh my God, that's that person, and you're sort of given validation. Now, I don't need validation. I don't need approval. I don't need acceptance. I know that I have all that within me. So I am not afraid of what people are going to say about me when I am in the public eye, because I know that it's nothing to do with me. It's other people's insecurities being projected on me. So, you know, no matter what people say about me, I can't take it personally, because essentially it has nothing to do with me. So yeah, like, if someone's disliking me or trying to bring me down, the worst thing I could do for myself and for that other person, you know, I actually give a fuck about the haters. I actually love the haters. Even if people don't like me, I don't care. I love you and I want the best for you. But I'm not responsible for making you understand me. Like, I love you, and if you don't understand me, just leave me alone and go, like I said, to someone you do resonate with. So, you know, like I said, it can be tempting when people are giving you hate to play small and not follow your dreams and not take up space and, you know, not be great. But I know that I'm doing a disservice to me and to them if I do that, because the only way that I can help other people is by shining, because I know everyone has limitless potential in them. Everyone has greatness within them. Everyone has a unique gift to share. And if I'm not sharing my greatness and my unique gift and shining as me, I can't help anyone shine as them. That is the only way I can help people shine. Whereas if I just lower myself to their level and give up on my dreams because I just don't want the hassle of what people are going to say about me, I am doing a disservice to the world. I really, really am, because then there's, can you imagine we all did that and we all just just was average and miserable most of our lives and just did things we didn't want to do just to please each other and not make each other feel threatened. How is anyone gonna grow and expand and be the amazing being that they are? I have realized I no longer want people to like me. I no longer want to make people feel comfortable. I want people to feel uncomfortable. I want people to be triggered by me, because that's the only way that they can heal their triggers. So, if you're bothered by me, then I'm glad, because it's brought something up that, needs healing within you. Why are you bothered by me? What about me reminds you of something that you're maybe not doing? Really think about that. And don't let people hating on you stop you from following your dreams, because we all have dreams. And I find it, especially with older people, will really dumb you down and bring down your dreams, because they probably didn't follow their dreams when they were younger and they think that it's too late. And will say, and they don't mean this out of badness, it's just fear. It's just fear, oh, you better play it safe, have a plan B. That's probably not going to work out. Or even some people being really mean and just the teacher in school to me, oh, you have pipe dreams that will never come true, Leah-Brooklyn. She clearly didn't follow her dreams. If her dream was to be a teacher, she wouldn't feel the need to bring me down from my dreams. She would encourage me, because she resonates with being in the place of following her dreams. So if someone's bringing you down, it's probably because they're unhappy and they wish they were doing something else. But the only way we can inspire other people to follow their dreams is by following ours. So I wrote down some notes and points to help with being yourself, basically, and not caring what people think. And the first step of not caring what people think is admitting that you care what people think, because it's not a bad thing. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's nothing that we need to hide. And there are so many damaged people in the world that have this front, have this barrier, and they front like they really don't care what people think, and they essentially just push other people away. Oh, I don't give a fuck about other people. I don't give a fuck about what other people think of me. And it's kind of coming from this place of anger. When it's coming from a place of anger, that is from a place of fear, and probably something happened in their childhood where they were rejected or unloved. So then they've kind of started to see other people as the enemy. And that's their basis of not caring what people think. But essentially, when we take out all of the fronts and we strip someone in their bare soul, they really, really just want to be loved. You will find that the people that are walking around I don't give a fuck what people think, fuck other people, are the ones that care what people think the most. And that's why they feel the need to put up this front. I come from a place of not caring what people think out of love. And a quote that I love is, care about people, but don't care about what they think. In my past, because I've always been someone who cared about people and loved other people and want the best for other people, I would confuse that with caring what other people think, and I turned myself into a people pleaser. Now I realize that I care about people, but I can't care about what they think, because like I said, if I care about what they think, it's not even benefiting them. So I don't care what people think because I care about people. I love everyone, but there's some people that I don't want in my life. There's some people I don't care what they think, but I forgive them and I love them. And that's because I'm a place of love and peace within myself. So if someone has inner conflict still and hasn't resolved issues with feeling unloved, feeling rejected, then, you know, they can walk around in the world and be like, I don't give a fuck what people think. So the first thing to start your healing of caring what people think is to admit, I care what people think. And then ask yourself, why do I care what people think? And, you know, you'll come to find that we all care what people think because we all just want to be loved. Every single one of us just want love. Even the people that are doing bad things in the world, the people that are causing wars, the people that are murdering people, they all just want love. We were all born as love. We were all born worthy. And it wasn't until someone rejected us that we felt that we couldn't love anymore. And, you know, we just wanted love and approval from other people. And, you know, there's some people in the world that have turned that into a toxic thing and, you know, are doing extreme things. But when you really, really look at it, every single one of us just want to be loved. That is why there's such an obsession with finding a partner and dating and being with someone and trying to make your family love you. Like, we all just want to be loved and accepted and supported and feel a sense of belonging. It is our biggest human need. And, you know, I heard this from Teal Swan as well, and it really hit me as well. We think that our biggest human needs are like the need for shelter, water, food, blah, 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 like basic survival needs. But really, our biggest need is love. Because when you think about it, when people are going through breakups, when people's loved one has died, different situations like that, if people aren't receiving love, they will forget about their basic survival needs. They won't eat, they won't sleep, and some even kill themselves. So if the basic survival needs were the most important things, then a lack of love just wouldn't even matter. But the basic human need is love. So, you know, it's admitting all of us do care what other people think, because all of us want to be loved. Like, we all just want to be loved. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be loved, because you want to be loved because you are love. And that's a huge thing that has helped me not care what people think, because I know that even when I do receive love from another person, they are just reflecting my own love back to me. I have all of the love that I could ever need within me. So therefore, I want other people to love me. I want to give my love to other people, but it doesn't matter if people don't love me back. Like, I can love someone now, even if they don't love me back, because I know that I am love and I know that all the love I need is within me. So when we realize that, you know, it really doesn't matter if we get love from other people or not, because we know that if, you know, we're not getting love for other people, they probably just don't have the love within themselves to give. They just haven't realized their own love yet. And it's not personal. So I always find that if I'm in this space of really caring what people think and really feeling like this fear, it's because I need to work on my self-love. If I'm trying to like impress someone or trying to get someone to approve of me and feeling like all lost and, you know, being something that I'm not to get someone else's approval, I realize, like, fuck, Leah, you need some self-love time. Like, you really need to just turn this back to yourself and work on yourself. So yeah, the next point I've got is realize that there are no others. There are no other people. Everyone is just us. Everyone is us. And if you're not on like a spiritual journey yet, then that might be hard for you to understand, because there are these identities of I'm Leah-Brooklyn and you're James Smith, or that would be so freaky if I just said someone's name there. If you are called James Smith, comment, because that's weird. Or I am Latrice Royale. Don't know why that's the next person that came into my head. Or, you know, all of these identities that keep us separate. I am this race, I am this religion, I am this nationality. All of those are illusions. When we get to the very essence of our being, we are all made up of energy. We are all the same. We are all one. This physical vessel is going to die. This identity of Leah-Brooklyn is going to die. We are not going to have this color of skin when we're not in this body anymore. Like, all of these things just allow us to live this human experience. But we can get caught up and think that that means that we are separate from each other. If someone has a different color of skin to us, if someone has a different belief, if someone has a different name or from a different country on earth, you know, really countries aren't even a real thing. Like, we're just on a planet Earth. Like, all of us are on planet Earth. Countries were made by man and they just separate us. So, you know, a deep, deep thing that I realized when I really went into myself and my spiritual journey was that we are all one and everybody is me. So realizing that there are no others just really frees me from caring what people think, because I'm like, there are no other people. That person is just me. So the only way that I can help how I feel about wanting that other person to like me is to like myself and to love myself, because they are me. You know, if someone is saying to me, oh, Leah, you're so ugly, and if I accept that statement, it's because somewhere deep down within me, I feel like I am ugly and they have just reflected that back to me. Whereas if I know that I'm beautiful and someone calls me ugly, I don't take it personally. I don't get hurt by it, because deep within me, I know that I'm not ugly. But if I think that I'm ugly, then I'm going to accept that person's criticism and I'm going to want them to approve of me and think I'm beautiful. And that is actually the way I used to be. I was rejected in school by boys. I always just wanted to be in love and just no one ever liked me. You know, people were always calling me ugly and fat and chubby and embarrassing, and I just felt like a piece of shit. So I turned myself into what I thought society wanted me to be. I once had Botox on my chin, because I felt like I didn't have a chin, and I probably still don't, and I don't give a fuck. I felt like I don't have a chin, so I got Botox so I would have like a wee push chin. I got lip fillers a little bit in my top lip. And I've always had big lips. Like, there was no need for me to do it. Like, these are my natural lips now. Like, I got a little bit in my top lip because I thought I want even fuller lips, because everyone was getting their lips done. Everyone was, I don't even know if the Kylie Jenner thing had started then, but everyone was getting their lips done. And I was like, oh, just have a wee bit in my top lip so it matches my big bottom lip. I used to want a nose job. For my 21st birthday, I asked for a boob job, which thank God I never got any of those things. I think the only thing I've really done with my body is like Botox and fillers, and just followed trends, wore what celebrities wore, just tried to turn myself into, you know, the hair extensions, the full makeup, the designer clothes. And, you know, that's all well and good if you love those things because you love yourself and that's just an expression of you. But if you're doing those things because you want to fit in, because you want approval, because you think designer clothes make you important, because you think your face being perfectly beat to the gods makes you beautiful, and having the latest Kylie Jenner lip kit and all of this stuff, if you're looking outside of yourself for self-love, you're never going to find it, because essentially what you're looking for is for other people to approve of you. And I only know this because I did that shit for so long. I didn't even know who I was. I wasn't being myself because I didn't know who myself was. I didn't even realize that I didn't know who myself was because I just thought that I'm being myself. But I wasn't. I was being what I thought society wanted me to be, what I thought men wanted me to be. You know, I even suppressed my own sexuality for a long time because I love men and women and everything in between. I am pansexual. I'm proud. But I suppressed my love for women for a long time because I once told a girl she was beautiful in dance class, and then the whole dance class called me a lesbian and threw stuff at me. And at any time, like I've just always loved women and thought they were beautiful and just always gave compliments, and sometimes they weren't very well received and I would get made fun of. So I suppressed that side of myself for a long time just to please other people. And now I don't give a fuck what people think of me for loving everyone. Like I just see souls. Like I don't see genders or identities. Like if I love a soul, I love a soul, and I love women, I love men, I love, transsexuals, I love drag queens. Like it doesn't matter to me. What I love is a person being true to themselves, no matter what they identify with in gender. Like it doesn't matter to me. Like you are a soul at the essence of it. But anyway, I'm on a tangent. I had to say that. Happy Pride Month, by the way. Woo! Yeah, like I'm proud of who I am now. Like I am not ashamed to be myself, because I'm no longer looking for other people's approval. But in the past I was, and I was obsessed with just focusing on what I looked like on the outside because I thought I was ugly. But I had to fix how I felt inside to then be able to love myself on the outside. Now I love what I look like on the outside because I love who I am within. And if we don't love who we are within and we're trying to change how we feel within by changing the way we look, it's not going to work. To feel good about how we look, we have to first feel good within. That's why if like you're trying to lose weight because you don't feel good about your weight and you lose weight, you probably just end up putting it back on again because you haven't got to the place within you that doesn't feel good enough, that doesn't feel pretty enough. But when you love yourself within, you will treat your body better. You will eat better food. You will exercise. You will do things because you love yourself. But if you don't love yourself and you're just going on a diet to try and love yourself, and you probably still won't love yourself when you lose the weight, because it's not the physical you that you don't love. It's within. So if someone's reflecting that back to you, it can be so easy to care what people think and to look for approval, especially from, someone we have an interest in romantically or sexually. Like I wanted men to be attracted to me sexually because they weren't for a long time when I was younger. So I used that stage of my life where I was working in a nightclub and I was working in Magaluf to just get all the attention I could from guys, like slapping my ass and saying I was hot and whatever. Like I loved it because I hadn't had that type of attention like all through my childhood, so it felt good to like get approval from guys. But that was what I was basing myself on, or what would guys like? I'm gonna get a push-up bra because guys would like that and blah blah blah. Like I don't even wear a fucking bra anymore because I don't give a fuck. My tits are saggy as fuck and I am proud of it. Like it doesn't matter. Like I no longer need a boob job. I wanted a boob job so guys would fancy me. Like I did everything for other people's approval. So this is what I said. This is when caring what other people think can really be poisonous, because you're basing your whole self-concept on it. So it's okay to care what people think as long as you're not basing your self-concept. Like I know who I am, but sometimes I still care what people think. But I realize that is still a wound that I need to heal. But essentially, part of me, I'm probably always going to care what people think because I want people to be happy. I want people to be living their best lives, and I want to do my best in this world to inspire people to do that. So yeah, I am always going to care what people think. But if someone doesn't like me, or if whatever happens, then I have to let it go over my head and continue to bring the energy back to me and focus on my path, because it's not personal. So that brings me to actually point number 3. The only truth is yours. Don't take things personally. You are living your life from your perspective and your reality based on all of the things that you've experienced, all of the things that you like, don't like, all the people you've ever spoke to, blah, 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 blah. Even though we are all one, we are all living separate realities, and we all have separate paths and therefore separate truths. What's true for me might not be true for you. And that is because I have my perspective and you have yours. And that is why it is just such a waste of time to try and make someone understand you and try and explain yourself to someone, because they're only ever going to see from their perspective based on their experiences and blah, blah, blah. So if they have a completely opposing view to yours, it's honestly a waste of your energy to try and convince them to see through your eyes, because they can't see through your eyes, they see through their eyes. So when you realize the only truth is your truth, it is so fucking powerful, because you no longer take things personally. They're seeing things from their perspective, and you know, whatever must have happened to them or blah, 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 blah. You know, that's why they see me like that. It's not personally to do with me, because they don't know me. They don't know my dreams. They don't know every thought that's been in my head. They don't know what I've been through. Like, not one other person, even my mum, has lived every moment of my life. Only I have. Only I know all my thoughts and all my dreams and all my fears and everything. Only I know that. And when we're like friends with someone or in a relationship with someone, most of the time it's because our truths are very similar, but even still, they can have a slightly different truth to yours. And it is so beneficial if you want to stay in a relationship with someone or in a friendship with someone, that you accept that they have their own truth and don't try and force your truth upon them. Share it, yes, but if they don't resonate or like it or, you know, argue with you, then just say it, like, I understand, like, you know, we have different truths, and that's it, basically. Like, you cannot make someone see life through your eyes. Like, it's impossible. So stay focused on your own truth, stay focused on what feels right to you, because that's the only truth that there is. Look at the bigger picture. So it can be so easy to get wrapped up in what people think when we are caught up in a small part of reality, when we're caught up in our identity, maybe the town we live in, the city we live in, the people around us, and we get in this like small frame. But when we expand and see the bigger picture of the fact that we are on a planet in the universe, and really we know nothing, like we know nothing like about this universe that we're in. And yeah, like the fact that one day we're going to die, like we're not going to be this person anymore, and that person that's giving us shit isn't going to exist anymore either. So come to realize, like, why the fuck do we take life so seriously? Like, all the stupid things that we worry about, do they really matter in comparison to the universe, in comparison to humanity, and just how short your time is here in comparison to like all of humanity? Like, we have such a short time here, and looking at that bigger picture of, I am only a human for a temporary amount of time, I am only this person for a temporary amount of time, really, really, really frees you from caring what people think, because you realize, like, shit, this is a precious opportunity and I don't have to take this so seriously. Like, I want to have fun while I'm this human being, because I'm only here for so long and I am on this amazing planet in this incredible universe. So many things are possible. It's only when we limit ourselves and look at a small fraction of the picture that we really suffer. When we are able to expand the picture and just see how amazing life is and the miracles that are around us every day, then we realize, like, shit, like, I really don't need to waste my time on caring what that person thinks of me. Like, just let them think what they want to think. I'm gonna enjoy my time here. Like, seriously, it's huge. Like, you're actually gonna die. I'm gonna die. Like, if we're living our lives to please other people and then we die, like, what was the point in even being us in the first place? Like, we are us so that we can experience life being ourselves. If we're not being ourselves, then what are we being, and what was the point of our lives? And, you know, you don't have to beat yourself up if you are sat here watching this video now and you're maybe like 60 years old or even 80 years old. If you've lived a whole life for other people, start today with, I'm going to be true to myself. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to express myself how I want to express myself. And I'm going to have fun while I'm on this planet, because when we take it too seriously, that's when we suffer. So point 5 I put is spend more time alone and less time on social media. Social media can be this place that I know myself. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that this happens. Like, I am so open, and I say sometimes, like, I have to unfollow people because I get triggered. I don't want to see what people are doing in their lives. I start caring what people think. I just end up in this like toxic place of looking for other people's approval on social media, even when I don't realize I'm doing it. But when I realize that I'm doing it, that's when I have to stop myself, and I either have to take myself off Instagram, or I have to unfollow certain people that are making me feel bad. And you know, I say, like, it's nothing personal if I unfollow you. Like, it's nothing to do with you, it's to do with me. And I make sure that I'm only following people that inspire me, that remind me of the greatness within myself, that feel good when I'm on. And you know, there's people that I love that I don't follow on social media anymore because stuff that they post doesn't make me feel good, and that's nothing personal. It doesn't make them a bad person. It's just I end up getting wrapped up in trying to get people's approval. Like, if I am on social media and I see someone as like super cool or whatever, but they're not commenting back to me, or they're not messaging me, or they're not liking my pictures, I'm like, oh, they don't like me. And then I end up back into my childhood self where I'm trying to get approval, and I recognize it, and I'm like, shit, like, little Leah's coming out here looking for approval, and I don't need that person to approve of me, so I'll just unfollow them to cut that cord of trying to make them approve of me, because there was so many people that I was following just because I wanted them to like me. So yeah, like, really notice when you're doing that in social media. If you are trying to get approval from someone, if you're caring what people think, unfollow them or come off social media. Have a cleanse, even if it's for a day or for a week or a month or a year or whatever. Just bring that energy back to yourself. Just spend more time alone and more time to know who you are, so that, you know, you can't be shaken by what other people think. Because, you know, I'm in this place now where I know who I am. I know what I want in life. I just know who I am. Like, everything about me is true to me. And if someone else doesn't understand that, it doesn't shake me. Because, you know, when I was in the past, I used to copy people all the time. And I was always scared of people, like, finding out that I was a fake, because I was being fake. But now I'm being completely authentic in everything that I do. Even if something that I do is inspired by someone else, I'm still being true to me by doing it. So I'll give you an example. The way I dress, my style. I never used to dress like that, but I've always been attracted to people that dress like that. And I met a guy who dressed like that, who I've spoken about a lot, and he was a big teacher for me. But one of the things that was a reflection of me was part of the way, like, he dressed and the way he, like, carried himself, the presence that he had. You know, I've always been in love with people with presence, and like, this specific style on a man just made me weak. So I looked at all the men that made me feel like putty and made me like, oh, I'm so attracted to you. I have realized now that there are no others. So when I'm attracted to someone or something, it's because it's reflecting something back to me. So the way I brought power and self-love back to myself was realizing that these men that I fancied were reflecting me back to me, and the way that they dressed and the way that they carried themselves was because that's who I am. So when I embodied it within myself and I started dressing the way that I dress and getting in tune with my own masculinity, my own sexuality, I no longer need, say, someone like Slash to love me or approve of me or sleep with me or be with me, because I've taken from Slash what I am attracted to about him, and what made me feel like weak and made me feel like I want him. It's really not him that I want. He was just reflecting back to me who I am, which was a lot of his style. Like, cowboy boots totally make me feel so fucking empowered and sexy, and I love them. Like bandanas and chains and just like rock and roll style and loads of rings. Like, I realized that he was reflecting my own self back to me, and I actually found my style first of all through the guy that I met, that I was seriously like the most beautiful person looks wise I've ever fucking met in my life to this day still. He reflected back to me because when he used to go to work, I would put on his cowboy boots and strut around and be like, oh, I look hot. Like, and that's because that's what I like. He was reflecting my style back to me. But I fully realised that when I went to the Guns N' Roses concert in Wembley, in 2017 summer, and I dressed up as Slash, and I felt so fucking sexy, so empowered, so amazing about myself that it made me realize, oh my God, if I feel this good dressing up as Slash, this is the way I want to dress every day because this is what makes me feel good. And I started dressing like Slash, like Jimi Hendrix, like Prince, like Johnny Depp, like all of these guys that I'm attracted to because they were just showing me back to me. So even if I meet one of these guys now, like I don't have the need for them to love me or approve of me because I have embodied what about them that I like. So, you know, if I meet them and they like actually connect with my soul, then beautiful. But now I see like past the physical illusion, you know, I have embodied what they show me. So I no longer need to be with someone who looks like that. You know, even though I still would love to because I'm super fucking attracted to it, that is not the most important thing to me anymore. The most important thing to me now is the energy I feel around someone and, you know, who they are within. You know, if they are right for me within and they dress and look like that, fucking awesome. But they don't have to dress and look like that anymore because I do. Like I've embodied it within myself. So I got on a tangent there. But it's a useful tangent because, you know, you might be feeling this way as well. But yeah, like, about being fake. I still get a bit triggered with like the way I dress now of someone being like, oh, you just copied that guy you used to go out with, or you're just like wearing the same things that Slash wears or da-da-da. Like, yeah, I am, because that's who I am as well. So I'm no longer afraid of people calling me a fake or thinking that I'm a fake or thinking anything about me because I know that I'm not being a fake anymore. I know that I used to be in the past. I used to copy what Rihanna was wearing, used to copy Kim Kardashian, Beyonce, Miley Cyrus. You know, even Miley Cyrus, I see so much of myself within her, but I don't copy her anymore. I don't feel the need to be her. I don't want to be anyone but me. I want to be her fucking friend because we're so similar. But in the past, when I was younger, I used to work as her. And I used to just want to be her so badly. I would have like websites that would tell me every place that she shopped in and everywhere she got her clothes. And I would just copy her clothes as like, I didn't have as much money as her, so I would get like H&M versions of her like $500 boots and whatever. And I was being fake because I was copying someone else, but I didn't realize at that time that the people that I was copying were just a reflection of me. So yeah, I don't care if people say things about me anymore because I know who I am. I know everything that I do is being true to me. The songs that I write are true to me, and they never used to be. I used to work with someone and sing songs that didn't feel right to me at all. I didn't feel any connection with, and I had to get out of it because I knew I wasn't being true to myself. Now I'm actually writing music that's so true to me, an expression of my soul, and you know, my poetry that I write and my feelings and my emotions. My clothing line is true to me. I have not copied anyone or tried to do anything that anyone else is doing. My clothing line is based on something that came from my soul. My book is based from my soul. Everything that I do is based from my soul. So if someone has something to say about it, I don't care because I know that I'm being true to me. I don't have anything to defend. And if you feel like you have something to defend with someone, recognize that as an opportunity for healing. Why am I defending myself? I must feel that this is true if I feel like I need to defend myself. So now every time I defend myself, I realize, okay, why am I defending myself? I don't need to anymore. Build your confidence and self-worth and who you are. Focus on and work on you. If people like or don't like you, it's a reflection of them. Just what I've been talking about. It's so important in the process of not caring what people think to build who you are. Build your own dreams, your own confidence, your own worth. Bring that focus back to you anytime that you feel that you are worrying about what people think. See why. What are they reflecting back to me? And use it as fuel to your fire. Like every hater gives me more fuel to my fire because I realize even more so my purpose. Like for example, I went to the store the other week and I was already feeling vulnerable, feeling like shit about myself. And there was a group of boys outside the store, like 12-year-old boys, and they triggered me the most, pardon me, because it was like boys in school that used to make fun of me. And I still had that trigger when I see boys, and they were all making fun of me outside of the store. This was only a few weeks ago, and I just felt like I wanted to crawl into a hole. I was so afraid. I went into the store and I was so scared to leave the store again because of the things that they were shouting at me and stuff. And then I went back home and I was like, oh my God, I am so grateful that they made fun of me, because it showed me and reminded me why I do what I do. Like, I do what I do for the people that feel different, to people that feel like weirdos, misfits, freaks, whatever, because they're just being true to themselves and other people are making fun of them. I stand for those people, because not everyone is strong enough to be bullied like that and be courageous enough to use it as fuel. Like, they made me want to get even weirder than I already am and even more myself. Like, they inspired me so much through the pain that they caused me. Whereas if someone's not on the path of self-love and they're just being themselves and someone says something horrible to them, they could go and kill themselves. And I don't want that to happen in the world. Like, that is my biggest purpose, is to be a voice for the weirdos, the misfits, the dreamers, the lovers of this world, because your weirdness is your magic. That is your gift that you bring to the world. And if people are threatened by you for being different, it's because they wish they had the courage to be themselves too. It takes so much courage to be yourself in a world that tells you who to be. So if you are one of those people that's having the courage to be themselves, then fucking stand so strong and proud of yourself, because you are doing such a big thing, not only for yourself, but for every single person that feels like you. And that is why every time I get hate, it just inspires me more and just makes me stronger and makes me more determined to help people. I wrote down this quote: have the courage to be disliked. It's not easy to be disliked. We all want to be liked, but when we have the courage to be disliked, we are able to be true to ourselves, because it doesn't matter whether people dislike us or like us anymore. Like, it doesn't add to us or take away from us anyway, because we have that self-love. If someone likes me, awesome. If they don't, it's nothing to do with me. And the last thing I want to say is to tap into your inner child. Before, if you have any childhood trauma, before any of that stuff happened to you, the pure being that you were as a child is who you still are. No matter how old you are, we all have that inner child within us. And if our inner child is hurting, that is why we start hurting each other. But when you go back to being a child, when you were a child, you didn't care what anyone thought of you. You didn't care what your ex was doing. You didn't care what another person's color of skin was. Like, you were just love and you were just happy and you were seeing life as an adventure. You didn't need other people's approval. Like, you were just seeing the magic of life. That is the key to not caring what people think. Tap into that inner child that didn't care what people thought, that just wanted to enjoy life and just be love and see your own magic and follow your own dreams. So the things that I do to tap into my inner child, like, I still have sleepovers. Like, me and my friends, we have sleepovers and we do things that we would have done as a kid, because that keeps my inner child alive. And that also helps because when I had sleepovers when I was a kid, people wouldn't turn up, or they would make fun of me, or I would just end up disappointed. And now that I have real friends, I do things that I wish that I wanted to do as a child. Like, I keep my inner child alive. The other week I did like braids in my hair with those little tiny baubles, and I felt like myself as a child again. I went to I think she's 9 or 10. I went to a 9-year-old's birthday party a few weeks ago, and I was like, okay, I'm going to a 9-year-old's birthday party. What would I wear if I was 9? I put my hair in bunches. I put a Britney Spears t-shirt on, and I put on my big space boots like the Spice Girls would wear, and I felt fucking awesome, glitter all over my face. Like, I didn't care what people thought of me. I was tapping into my own inner child and dancing the night away at that party. And it is honestly the key to life. When you see the innocence and the joy and the pureness of children and the happiness, like, you know, we're no longer innocent, but we are wise, and that's even more powerful. We can tap into our inner child with the wisdom of our adult. spend time with kids. If there's any kids in your life, if you have kids, if a friend of yours has kids or whatever, spend time with them and actually be present with them. Don't try and do adult stuff and be on your phone. See life through their eyes. Let them be your teacher. So often we think as adults we're children's teachers, but children are actually our teachers. So when we spend time with kids and see life through their eyes, we'll remember the magic again. And this is why I'm starting a self-love school for children, because the magic of children and the creativity of children is so incredible. And I believe that needs to be nurtured and needs to be kept alive through the adult life for them to be true to themselves and live their best life. So I am starting a self-love school. I don't know if I've spoke about it before. But I'm starting a self-love school this year for children from like 6 years old to 18 to help them tap into their creativity again, help them, remember their own magic that we all knew we had as a child. So tap into your own inner child. What were your dreams? What were the things that you loved to do as a child? What were the music that you loved to listen to, the things you loved to wear, and do that again. Tap into that magic. Watch the movies that you loved. I love watching my favorite childhood movies because it just reminds me of who I am whenever I feel lost. So tap into that inner child. It's still there and it's never going to go away. And yeah, just love yourself. Just if your inner child is hurting and wanting approval, just speak to your own inner child and just say, I love you, and it's safe to be yourself now. It's safe to shine. And I'm going to leave you with this. The only way to avoid criticism is to be nothing, say nothing, and do nothing. It's a quote I saw on Instagram and I'm like, how real is that? The only way that we can not be criticized is to just be nothing. So basically it's just impossible to not be criticized no matter what you do, no matter how amazing you are, no matter how much you try and please other people. You cannot please everyone and you cannot make everyone like you. The most important thing is that you like and love yourself. Thank you for joining me. I love you. Have an amazing week. I just copied Teal Swan. I didn't mean that. She says at the end of all her videos, have a good week. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you got something from this. And yeah, just use it to help you live a better life, because this is a truly precious experience. Peace.